what's up, y'all? My name is Chris Abbott, and I'm super excited about this video because we're going to talk about something that I am really passionate about, chatbots, right? It's a little bit of an intimidating word. It's kind of weird. It's brand new, but what I'm going to do is talk about how you can actually use this to attract new visitors, and I will even share with you the exact chatbot that we ran at my church that ended up bringing in 86 new families in the first month. So let's dive into how to grow your church with chatbots coming up. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you are new to the channel, we're talking about one of my absolute favorite things here today, which is chatbots. Now, we put out brand new videos every single day, 5 days a week, to help pastors and church leaders with practical ideas on how to use social media technology in order to grow your church and ultimately reach the next generation for Jesus. So what we want to talk about here today is I'm going to kind of outline exactly what we did in order to start using chatbots, kind of how we figured out this chatbot system that has worked really, really well. And then I'll even tell you about my top 2 favorite chatbot ideas that we've actually used at over 500 churches in the last 24 months to bring in new visitors. So let's dive in. So about 24 months ago, I was talking to my buddy Travis, and we were kind of talking about marketing and some of the emerging technology. We always love to try new things and new platforms, just be innovative in the church world. And so one of the conversations that we had been talking about for a while, kind of an ongoing conversation, was about chatbots, right? So if you're not sure what a chatbot is, it's basically kind of like an automated text message that lives inside of Facebook. So if somebody messages your Facebook page, it's an automated sequence or an automated pre-written text message that gets delivered, and based on how people interact with it, like buttons they click or questions they ask, it will determine which text message they send next. So kind of a cool idea, but I could never really figure out how exactly it could fit into church growth, right? Like I'd seen it with some different businesses and it made sense, but how exactly could we use this in the church world? Now, we've been doing a lot of stuff with Facebook ads to landing pages where we would have people plan a visit, but I didn't see how you could go Facebook ad into a chatbot and have people plan a visit, because you kind of have to introduce them to your church first, and a chatbot doesn't really do that. So what we did is we just decided, okay, what would happen if we actually kind of, offered ministry instead of marketing, right? So instead of just inviting people to church and asking them to show up on Sunday, what if we actually tried to help them and tried to offer some type of ministry? So we actually locked ourselves in a room with a giant whiteboard and a ton of coffee, and we started to outline what this could look like, right? Because whenever I'm building a chatbot, I like to actually write everything out in advance first and kind of figure out what it's all going to look like. Then once we build it on a whiteboard, then it's easy to go build it in person. So we literally just led with the question, hey, how can we pray for you, right? So we decided to test this out at our church, just say, how can we pray for you? So we built the chatbot so that it would automatically collect the person's prayer request, send another message promising to pray for people, and then invite them to plan a visit to church this Sunday. And honestly, when we launched it, I didn't know if it would actually work. I figured people would probably respond to it and at least send some prayer requests, but would that actually turn into plan your visits or people showing up to the church? I kind of had my doubts, right? But I was actually blown away by the results. So the very first month that we did this, we actually ended up having over 500 people submit a prayer request, and we had 86 plan your visits in the first month. Right? So I'm kind of freaking out at this point, super excited, but then obviously wondering, okay, is this just my church or would this work for other churches as well? So I reached out to a friend of mine who had just launched a brand new church plant down in Florida and kind of explained to him what we were doing and how this was more of a ministry strategy, not a marketing strategy, right? And just said, hey, man, what if we try this at your church? It worked really well at mine. Let's try it at yours, right? So he was all in. So we decided to do the same thing. We built out the exact same prayer chatbot for him, running a Facebook ad into the chatbot and then inviting people to plan a visit through the chatbot. And he ended up getting even better results than we did. In 6 weeks, he had over 900 prayer requests and 111 plan your visits to his brand new church plant, right? So he's running about 150 people, and in 6 weeks got 111 plan your visits and prayed for over 900 people. Right? So at that point, we're like, okay, man, we might have tapped into something. This could be a really cool thing. So I started calling some other pastor friends of mine, explaining what was happening and trying to run it at their church as well. So I started calling a couple of pastor friends of mine, explaining what we had done and asking them if they wanted to try this at their church. So fast forward 24 months, and we've actually done this at over 500 churches, right? This is one of the most powerful things I have ever seen. And one of the reasons I love it so much is because it's actually leading with ministry instead of marketing, right? So if you think about it, whenever you invite someone to church, you're first interaction with them ends up being transactional, right? You're basically asking them to do something for you, right? Especially if the person is unchurched, they're not used to going to church. It's like, hey man, do me a favor. Wake up early this Sunday, get your family up, get the kids dressed, get everybody in the car, get them out the door, and then show up to my church this Sunday, right? Now, obviously, we know we have the life-changing message of Jesus, and so we know it can change their life being there, but it still doesn't change the way that the nature of that relationship is framed. We're basically asking them to do something for us. And this is what most churches do, right? They invite people to church so that they can do ministry. And it seems to make sense, right? Well, if we can get them in the door, then we can do ministry. But see, what this chatbot strategy did is it actually flipped that, and it did ministry first and then invited people to church. And if you look at the Bible, this is exactly what Jesus did, right? He went around praying for people, healing the sick, preaching. He wasn't asking anybody for anything. Jesus was always leading with ministry. All right, so before I get to my last couple of points, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We're putting out brand new videos every single day, 5 days a week. And if you subscribe to the channel and then click that little bell icon, you'll get notified every single time we drop a new video. Okay, so after the prayer chatbot started working, right, we started looking at saying, okay, what are some other types of ministry chatbots that we can build, and then we can use Facebook ads to send people into those chatbots inside of Facebook Messenger. So I actually hired a psychology expert, and he helped me identify some of the most common basic human needs, wants, and desires. And then what we did is we actually built some of these campaigns built around Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you remember back from your days in Psychology 101, right, you probably heard about this somewhere along the way, right? This is Maslow's pyramid. It's basically a hierarchy of needs. So the prayer ads is going to reach everyone on the bottom 3 levels. So these are people that have health needs, safety needs, financial needs, relationship needs, right? Everyone on the bottom 3 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we then wanted to go build a bot that targeted everyone on the top 2 levels of the pyramid. So these are people looking for self-actualization. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves, right? They want to be part of a movement. They want to wake up every morning knowing that they're making a difference in the world. So what we did is we actually used a chatbot to create a Discover Your Purpose quiz, right? So the cool thing about this is people that are going through something need prayer, but people whose lives are going pretty good have kind of ascended up the pyramid, right? And now they're looking to make a contribution. They're looking for self-actualization, right? They want to be part of something bigger than themselves, and they're searching for purpose. So what we found is with these 2 chatbots, we were actually hitting everyone on all 5 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it started working like crazy. In fact, we had a church in Michigan who grew from 80 to 100 in 4.5 months using the prayer ad, which isn't bad at all, right? 80 to 100, that's healthy, sustainable church growth, just running that prayer ad to a prayer chatbot. But then he went from 100 to 150 in only 2 months when he started running the Discover Your Purpose chatbot campaign. So he called me up, totally freaking out, was like, Abbo, this is crazy, man. I'm reaching a completely different demographic of people with Discover Your Purpose. He's like, man, the people that are reaching out now, these are entrepreneurs and local business owners and executives at some of the companies around town. These are people that have leadership skills. And he said, I'm able to plug them into my leadership infrastructure, and then they're helping me facilitate the church growth that I'm seeing from the prayer ads, right? Which we started laughing and said, yeah, man, that's how he built it, right? That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we went on to build a couple of other campaigns and chatbots, right? We started with the prayer chatbot, then we did Discover Your Purpose, and then we built one around a 21-day marriage challenge. Then we built one around parents and young families. We built one for entrepreneurs and local business owners. And then we built another one built around a 30-day Bible challenge. What we did is we literally just started using these chatbots to identify different needs that people have and meet different needs based on where they're at. Some of them were built on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then some of these were just based around basic universal needs that people have. So the coolest thing about this is, again, this isn't an invite strategy, right? This isn't marketing, this is ministry. So with all 6 of those chatbot campaigns, what we've been able to do is target people all over the country to reach people where they already are, and we're able to offer ministry as the very first interaction. Imagine if the first interaction that your church had with people all over your city was a ministry interaction instead of a marketing interaction, right? And that's kind of the power of this. Now, I hope after watching this video, you guys can see some of the power of kind of how these chatbots can work. We had a church of 15 that grew from 15 to 50 in only 2 months using the prayer campaign. We had a church of 60 that went from 60 to 110 in 3 months using chatbots. We had another church that went from 130 to 200 in only 3 months and actually grew their church over the summer using chatbots. Okay, so just in the last 24 months during the pandemic, we've actually helped churches bring in over 80,000 prayer requests and over 10,000 new families that have planned a visit to their church. And this has been working during the pandemic, and now after, as we're coming out of the pandemic, right, and we're kind of in this post-pandemic kind of hybrid church world, chatbots are working in a crazy way. And again, it's because we're leading with ministry, not marketing. Okay, so I just outlined everything for you that I've kind of learned about chatbots and this ministry first approach to chatbots and how you can use them in your church in order to grow your church. I want to encourage you, dive in, start before you're ready, take imperfect action now, and start to figure out chatbots and how you can use them for ministry. Because I'm telling you, this is one of the most powerful things that I've ever found in the last 20 years of church growth. And if you want to go in depth and learn a little bit more about how you can use chatbots, or if you're interested in just having us actually set these chatbots up for your church, just head on over to churchgrowthagency.com or click on the link in the description below. We'll see you soon.